So, hey, we're going to talk about this, but I know you kind of hate math, right? You kind of don't like it, and that's one of the reasons why you're in this class. No critiques. I mean, we are where we are, right? There's no need on dwelling at the past at this point, but you're probably not too fond of math, and that's because your teachers have sucked. It's that easy. The way that math has been presented to you has been poor. And this is really, I think, a lot of things. Like, I do believe in social forces and institutions and the way they shape us in different ways. Don't get me wrong about that. But what I also believe is that we have to take accountability for ourselves, and not in this I'm this homo economicus, you have to pull yourself up by your own bootstraps. But no, you have to take responsibility for yourself and your community, which means looking inside yourself and realizing why you are the way you are, and taking these hard looks, right? Being self-reflective about who you are and why you are. If you can do this, my friends, you will become a master of the world. But it's a really hard process. I really believe that we are born as these almost perfect human beings, and then the way that we learn about the world, the way our relationships with our parents and early in our life really push us in these strange directions, and we develop these really harmful habits in a lot of cases, some good ones too. And adulthood is about figuring these things out. And if you can figure these things out early, you will have large chunks of your life of happiness and productivity and doing the things that you want to do no matter what they are. And the reason why a lot of you are in here and you feel inadequate for math is because basically someone told you that you weren't good at it. I spent a lot of time in math class kicking people's chairs and starting trouble. Mrs. Rotino used to nickname me Trouble. That's what she used to call me. But I didn't really get into much trouble, and this was the story of my high school, because I was doing really good in all my classes. They didn't see a reason to really call me out that much. I mean, some funny stories. I threw up the Black Power fist at an award ceremony and got in trouble for that. I definitely got in trouble for doing some things, but because I had the good grades, it was okay. And that was math. It just wasn't challenging for me, right? And I never had a great math teacher. And I'm sure you haven't either. And when we talk about it, I'm going to see that y'all have had these horrible experiences. Someone held you back. Someone told you you weren't good. You got to change that around. And that's the narrative with everything, right? If you have perseverance, if you can really kind of be comfortable in the uncomfortable, I really believe that you can do everything, and let this class be a step in that direction. And what I want you to do is think about math. You've thought about them as a set of equations, addition, subtraction, geometry, things that you can't apply to the real world and are just unnecessarily complex. And there's no gray areas in it, right? It's right or wrong. Maybe you give partial credit. You have to discipline yourself. Do the same thing over and over again. The way math has been presented to you is most likely, as I like to call it, just bum. It's almost designed to keep you out, right? We want to think about that. Why is math so hard? Maybe the people who are masters of it and are good at it are telling you, hey, we actually don't want you to learn math because we're afraid. What would you do with math? Maybe some things that would challenge the status quo. Maybe some things that would make us feel uncomfortable. The idea that math is this uncool, horrible thing might be an idea perpetuated by some people to keep you in the dark. Think about that one for a second, right? Math is a powerful tool. It is a powerful tool for problem solving. Data is all around us. We live in a world of big data. Big data, big data, big data. What does that mean? We're almost past big data because there's just data about everything everywhere, about your location, about how much you scan up and down with your mouse. When you exit a page, go look into Google Analytics. You can get a certification. It's a powerful thing. They're measuring everything you do online, right? And in Europe, they'll ask you, they'll be like, yo, are you down with this, bro? But not here in the US, right? You might get some fine print somewhere, but our data, and this revolutionized advertising and a lot of other things, but our data is being stored. And maybe sometimes it's anonymous, maybe sometimes it's not. We've all had the experience of, hey, how'd they know I wanted that? this is the world we live in. And it's scary because that data could be used for really, really bad things. There's tons and tons and tons of human atrocities that humans have committed against other humans, and having data about people and where they are could facilitate that. But math